Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel M2K Sai. In today's video we will discuss class 10th DP chapter 1 power sharing part 1. So we will begin the new chapter, that is power sharing. First of all we will study about Belgium. So Belgium is surrounded by France, Netherlands, Germany and Luxembourg. Belgium is a very small country which is surrounded by these countries. So next point is the population is over 1 crore. The population is even less than the population of a small state of India, that is Haryana. Means there is very less population of Belgium. Nextly we will look at the linguistic groups or various classification of various people who speak different languages in Belgium. So first of all, 59% of the population lives in Flemish region and they speak Dutch. Means the Dutch is the majority community over there. And nextly 40% people live in the Wallonia region and they speak French. Next, there is even 1% German speaking population in Belgium. But if you will look at Brussels, that is the capital city of Belgium, over there 80% people speak French and only 20% people speak Dutch language. Means over the country Dutch are in majority and in the capital city French speaking people are in majority. And when compared to the economic growth, French people are richer when compared to Dutch people. Though Dutch people are in large number, but Dutch people are not that rich when compared to French people or French speaking language people. So this was all about the case study of Belgium. Now let's move to Sri Lanka. So now let us look at the composition of Sri Lanka. So in Sri Lanka 74% of the population is Sinhala speaking group and they are mostly Buddhist. Sinhala speaking group is Buddhist. Nextly 18% Tamils. Now these Tamils are also divided into two categories, that is Sri Lankan Tamils and Indian Tamils. Sri Lankan Tamils are 13% and Indian Tamils are 5%. Now who are the Sri Lankan Tamils and who are Indian Tamils? The definition is given in your textbook itself. So the native people of the country, the native Tamilians of Sri Lanka are Sri Lankan Tamils, and those who went as migration, those who migrated from India or those who went as plantation workers, they are known as Indian Tamils. Nextly 7% population is even of Christians, those who are both Sinhala speaking and Tamil speaking group. Now let us see that how did they face their different ethnic groups problem in both these countries. So in Belgium easily Dutch people could just take they were in majority, right? So Dutch community could take advantage of its higher population. It could take advantage because more Dutch speaking people are living in Belgium, though they are not in large number in the capital city, but all over the country Dutch people were in majority, so they could easily take advantage. And what would that result in? That would have resulted in the dividation of the country, that is Belgium. It is a very small country, and if it was further divided, those two countries would not have been able to survive, right? So what did Dutch people do, or what did the Belgium government do? They accommodated their constitution 4 times. So those years were the years from 1970 to 1993. During this time period, the Belgium constitution was accommodated, means changes were made in the constitution for 4 times. And what were the changes in the final constitution? 4 changes were made in the Belgium constitution, so that the population, the people in the country can live peacefully and can live united. So first point was that number of Dutch speaking and number of French speaking people will be equal in the government at the national level, means the state, means the country government. Both Dutch speaking and French speaking people in the government will be equal. Similarly, the state government will not be subordinate to the central government. So So the central government has no right to subordinate the state government. They are not subordinate to the central government. Nextly, Brussels has a separate government. As Brussels was the capital of Belgium, it has its separate government in which both the linguistic groups will have its equal representation, because in capital government as well, in central government as well, Dutch speaking people gave this equal right to the French speaking people. That is why in Brussels as well, both linguistic groups had equal representation. Nextly, fourth point, there was a new type of government made, that is the community government, which is related to all the issues like cultural issues, educational issues, then all the domestic issues. All those issues were now solved by the community government, which had different groups or different departments for all the linguistic groups, that is German speaking, French speaking and Dutch speaking. In this way, when the constitution was accommodated, now Belgian people could live their life easily, and they could even live peacefully in their country. Now if you will look at the case of Sri Lanka, in Sri Lanka the case was not same. In Sri Lanka, the Sinhala group tried to gain their control over Tamil people, and they wanted to set their majoritarianism. What is this? A belief that the majority community should be able to rule a country in whichever way it wants by disregarding the wishes and needs of the minority. Means which linguistic group is in majority in Sri Lanka? Sinhala speaking people wanted their rights or their control over the Tamil speaking people. So for that, there was a very important act that was passed in Sri Lanka in 1956. It is known by two names, that is the Act of 1956 and the Sinhala Only Act. By the name the Sinhala Only Act, you can understand that it gives some special advantages to only the people who spoke Sinhala. So first thing that was done by this is, in 1956 an act was passed to recognize Sinhala as the only official language of the country. Thus they disregarded Tamil language and Tamil people were hurted. Nextly, there were preferential policies that favored Sinhala applicants for university positions and government jobs, and on the priority basis they only preferred Sinhala speaking people and did not prefer Tamil speaking people, though if they were better than the Sinhala speaking people, government jobs were only provided to the Sinhala speaking people and not to the Tamil speaking people. Next point, a new constitution demanded that the state shall protect and foster Buddhism. As Sinhala speaking people were Buddhist, they practiced Buddhism. That is why the state protected all the Buddhist people, and they would foster means, what does foster means? Encourage, बढ़ावा देंगे किस language को, किस religion को? They will foster Buddhism in their country. These were all the amendments or the act that was passed by the Sri Lankan government. Now, and after this, what happened? Tamilians protested in Sri Lanka. They did not wanted all these changes, and they did not wanted the Sinhala Only Act, because that clearly disregarded their language, their religion, etc. So what did they do? By 1980, several political organizations were formed demanding an independent Tamil Eelam. What does Eelam means? Eelam means state. Now what did Tamilians do? They wanted a separate state for them now, because clearly they did not get any right and they did not get any recognition by the government. So what did they say? We want a separate state. Now state here doesn't mean a small state like Maharashtra or something like that. It means a separate country, a separate nation for them. Tamilians demanded for them, and that led to a civil war. Now what is a civil war? A violent conflict between opposing groups within a country that becomes so intense that it appears like a war. So if you compare both the situations of Belgium and Sri Lanka, you will find that when people just adjusted between themselves in Belgium, they could live peacefully in their country and they could live happily in their country without any war or something like, without any conflict. But in Sri Lanka, Sinhala did not wanted to give any right to Tamil people, and they disregarded their language, they disregarded their religion. That is why Tamil people protested against all those not injustice acts. That is why what does this shows us, that power sharing is very, very important for the country's development, for the country's unity. So this was all about the case study of these two countries. We will study further in the next video. Thank you for watching my video, and do subscribe my channel.